I was influenced into buying an almost $1,000 Hot Toys Dark Knight Rises Armory to go with my camo tumbler shelf. Is this something I'm going to come to regret? Let's unbox it and find out. This seems like the logical place to start, taking a quick look at the box art. It's simple but quite beautiful. It shows us exactly what we're getting with this set. We've got the Power Pose Bruce Wayne, updated Dark Knight suit, and that clear armory. The box is quite a big one. I did a quick measurement check and it comes in at 57 centimeters wide by 47 centimeters high and 16 centimeters deep. In inches, that's around 22.5 by 18.5 by 6.5. But that's enough about the box. Let's check out what's inside. This is probably a random thing to bring up, but I'm going to do it anyway. I really like the way Hot Toys packaged this up. Bruce and the Dark Knight come in a more conventional clamshell. Meanwhile, the armory is in its own foam padded section. It made it really easy to get this all out of the box, which is something that I do appreciate. Starting off, let's take a look at the armory, and I feel like I need to apologise because I do not think my filming setup is going to give this justice. This thing is very impressive. It feels a lot taller than the first version of the armory that came out, and there is quite a bit of detail in the acrylic. This armory was of course hidden underground in water, and I think Hot Toys has done a fantastic job of getting that sort of water and dew effect into the acrylic. The level of detail in this armory is really impressive, even on the back. Not only do we have the continuation of that water effect, but there is also quite a lot of mechanical details, some of which I think are functional to allow the doors to open, and others are just the aesthetic. This does light up with USB-C, and I will try to rig that up and show that to you at some stage in this unboxing. Overall, I have to say, my first impressions of this are really positive. Although I'm also positive that this may not be the best footage, so apologies, my lighting setup is probably not ideal for this, but I'm giving it a go anyway. Being an armory means, of course, this thing comes with a ton of accessories. In the clamshell tray here, we've got things like the batarangs, the grappling guns, some hands, extra wrist pegs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of them into the armory itself so we can take a look at that. So I've just put my first lot of accessories into one of these clear trays, and I really like them. They're very easy to do. They clip open, you can put the accessories in, you snap it back shut, and also each piece does come with a bit of a protective film on it, which I really like as well. I know how nerdy this is going to sound, but I had a lot of fun putting the accessories into the armory. It gives you that opportunity to take a look at each little part and appreciate it for what it is. If you're like me and you read the instructions, I also appreciate that Hot Toys gave us this guide as to which accessory goes into which shelf, and also with the batarangs, which way they need to face. One of the upsides to this armory compared to the original one is that you do have the benefit of being able to see each accessory on display. With the original armory, there's certain accessories that are in shelves that you really can't see unless you're standing above it. As much fun as I was having with the armory, I'm now really keen to check out these figures. So here we have the clamshell. We've of course got the Bruce Wayne and Dark Knight figures here. This is also where we find the cable that we need to install the USB light up feature in the armory, which I will do a little bit later. But for now, let's take a look at Bruce and the Dark Knight. Starting things off, we have the Power Pose Bruce Wayne figure with the display stand. I do think it's a bummer that Hot Toys didn't give us a second display stand, because I know there's a lot of people that want to display the Dark Knight as a figure rather than in the armory. As for Bruce himself, I have to be honest, this one is a bit of a mixed bag for me. I'm actually quite surprised with how much I do like this statue / power pose body. There's definitely a lot of realism that you get without having the visible joints and seams, and I like this figure a lot more than I expected to. Coming into this, I did expect to hate the head sculpt, and while hate is a strong word, and I won't say that I hate it, I also can't say that I love it. I do think it looks better in hand, but for me, and maybe this is a little bit controversial, I still think I prefer the DX19 head sculpt to this. There's something about it that's not doing it for me. I'm not sure if it's the open mouth or what it is, but this doesn't scream Christian Bale. There is a company called Image Studio that's doing an older Christian Bale head sculpt, and I'm quite tempted to pick that up to pair with this figure. I actually didn't expect that I would want to display the Power Pose Bruce Wayne in my shelf, but to be honest, looking at it now and liking it as much as I do think I want to incorporate this into my display. So I knew that this would be a step up from the Dark Knight suits that I have. I have the DX12 and the Armory. But I did not expect the step up to be this significant. There is so much improvement between this suit and the ones that I already have. The details, the proportions, so much has improved in these suits. And I have to be honest with you, I had resisted a lot of the 2.0s and newer Dark Knight figures. And I was wrong to do that. Every single newer version of figure I've got has been such a massive improvement, and this is no exception. I just thought I would show it to you here without the cape so you can really appreciate the suit and the details, because as I said, the step up from the DX12 to this is significant. So here he is with the cape to complete the look, and I have to be honest, this is probably the best Dark Knight cape I've seen from Hot Toys. The installation was really easy, it didn't have those annoying clips like the DX12, and the fabric seems a lot thinner than what Hot Toys has used in the past. I like to have the cape draping behind the shoulder, and I'm looking at this and thinking it looks really good. I don't feel the need to rush out to get a custom cape. This stock cape looks really great on the figure. I know this is an unboxing and not a review, but I just had to get the DX12 out here just to show you a comparison of what I owned and what I'm looking at now. The improvement to me is just so significant. The details of the suit, the proportions, there is so much to like. The shape of the cowl, the neck. Hot Toys has made some serious upgrades to this figure over the years. There's not a lot of downsides to this figure. If I'm being picky, not having some additional face plates is a bit of a bummer. But honestly, everything else about this figure I've just been super impressed with. So here we have the two figures together, and I have to say that overall, I'm really impressed with the quality. I was not really expecting to be into the Power Pose Bruce Wayne figure, but I really do like it in hand. The head sculpt, as I've said, I don't particularly love, and that seam on the side is quite visible, but at least you don't see it front on, which is the way most people would display it. With the Dark Knight figure, I am just so impressed with how big an evolution it is compared to what I had in the DX12. Coming into this unboxing, I really questioned buying this Armory. It was really expensive, $999 Australian dollars. But when I look at everything I got for the price tag now, I do think there is a decent bang for buck. Before I show you everything and sign off, I did want to jump back to the Armory. I did install the cable you need to enable the LED light up feature. I also have the remote control battery installed, and this is what it looks like. We just have this really nice subtle blue LED light up. It looks really nice. I am super impressed with this Armory. It has such a different aesthetic to the original one. And as we round out, here is the suit in the Armory. I've swapped out the head sculpt for the empty cowl. I really like that you can have the entire suit in one piece. With the Armory that came previously, you had to take the boots off to make that work. But this just fits as is, and it looks really great. It fits quite securely in there. And of course, let's light up those LEDs. And you can just see the way those blue LEDs shine down on the suit. It just adds an element of drama to this display. It's really cool. I started this unboxing wondering if this purchase was something I would regret. And I have to admit, there are no regrets. It's quite the opposite now. Seeing this set in person, I was so glad I was influenced into picking it up. So a huge shout out and thank you to Bob Dylan in being so persistent in saying I needed this for my collection. This feels like the kind of piece that caps off my Dark Knight trilogy display, and here it is in the shelf with the camo tumbler and Bane. Nah, no. No. Should he?